guys, welcome to Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel. It's Corrine here today, and I've got a 12 by 12 layout for you with November's kit. I am jumping straight into this one. I've just used a piece of white cardstock and folded it in half and then drawn a heart and cut it out and folded it back so it's equal on both sides. And I am just seeing how big I want it and everything, and now I'm going to cut it out of this paper because this is the paper that I want it cut out of. It's a really it's a funny layout, this one. I don't know if I love it completely. I think it's alright at the end, but I had this idea in mind and this wasn't it. I sat down today and I just couldn't put what I had in my head onto the paper. I don't know why. I just really struggled with it. I wanted to do like the outline of the heart with some stamps or something else, and then remove that white cardstock piece and then have just the heart there, or the outside of the heart decorated so you could just see the inside. Anyway, couldn't find anything in the kit, couldn't find anything in my stash, I just couldn't think. So this is what we ended up with. I don't love it, like I said, but you know, it's a layout done, and the photos are ones that I've wanted to scrap for a little while, so can't complain really. And like I said, anything with this kit turns out pretty, so it would be hard to muck it up. So I've decided that I'm going to add some hand stitching, so you can see me, I'm just piercing the holes in there, and now I'm starting to thread some pink thread through there. I used 4, it's just cotton from the sewing machine, and I've just used 4 strands of it. So it's thicker. Couldn't be bothered using embroider's floss or whatever like I normally use. I just found the colour in this cotton and decided that was it, and not to go looking any harder. So I won't make you watch me stitch all of it, but I'm just finishing up. Now I've just gone around the outside with a normal stitch. I don't know what you call it. Sorry, I'm not up with the sewing terms. Yeah, so I'm just stitching it, and I will turn it over and washi tape the threads down at the back so that they don't come through. That way you don't have to worry about knots or anything like that, and it's easy. So I'm just going to back my photos now with this scripty paper. Nothing too fancy. I'm sure you've seen this all before. I noticed that I've been cutting a lot of this sort of stuff out of my layouts, or out of my process videos, and I'm not sure if they're better with it in or with it out, so I just left them in this time, and so it runs a bit more smoothly. So I'm just going to trim them, and I'll do the same with the little photos as well, and then I will add something else to the back of the photos as well. So I add, you'll see in a minute, I just decide to add, I try some, I'm totally off course here. Okay, so I'm going to put some Heidi Shine in the gold behind. I like the way that it comes out on the dark coloured paper. It really stands out and looks pretty. In the end, I think I added too much gold. I know that sounds strange, because can you really add too much gold? But I felt like, yeah, it was just a bit too much. I'm just trying to find something else to back those photos with. In the end, I just add some tissue, just some white tissue paper, just to add some softness and break up that heart a bit, because it's it's very busy, that heart paper, and I love it, but it's just busier because I'm going to put embellishments on top of it as well, and yeah, I normally wouldn't do that. So I'm trying things out of my comfort zone today. So I'm just going to put a double layer of that behind the photos, and I'll do the same for the little photos as well. But like I said, you don't have to watch me do all that, thank goodness. That's the beauty of process videos, isn't it? You don't have to see all of the boring parts, even though I just made you watch me trim that paper. Anyway, so I'm going to play around now a little bit and see if I prefer the photos in a different layout. This was another challenge that Steph gave us. It is supposed to be for December's kit, which I received yesterday, actually. But I wanted to use this kit with these photos because to me, this kit feels love and soft and delicate and feminine, and that's what I've felt from the photos. They're photos of my partner and I, and we're kissing in one of them, so it makes sense to be using a kit that portrays that as well. Whereas the December kit is much more colourful and bright and fun and playful, and I'm sure you could make a love layout of that too, but I wanted these soft, pretty colours with my photos, and I put them black and white, the photos, for that reason, because I think it just adds to the nostalgia, adds to the softness. Yes, there's different things that you can do when you're scrapbooking to portray, that. So I've done that with the black and white photos and the soft tissue paper and the delicate soft colours, and I feel like the gold as well. That's just how I portray it, of course, so other people could see it differently. So I'm just going through the embellishment now and finding what I want to embellish my layout with. And I start off with the cardstock embellishments, and then I will move on to the chipboard and other bits and pieces that you will see. Like I've been mentioning in the last few videos I've made, that's how I move through the kit. I go through everything, one after the other, until I am happy with it. So this heart that I'm putting on there isn't supposed to be kept. It's just a piece of out of the middle of the frame, and then it had a heart punched out of the middle, which I've also used on another layout. But I felt like it worked well there because of the two square photos. It was another square. It looked a bit funny when I was trying circles. I find that seems to work well. Like shapes with shapes that are the same, and whatever else, so you put circles and circles, triangles with triangles. Obviously you wouldn't put triangles with circles necessarily, because it just looks funny to the eye. So those three squares looked pleasing to me, so that's why that ended up. And as you can see, I'm just going through and poking things under places to see if it works. It was a bit of a funny layout. I was struggling a little bit because I tend to do clusters, 3 clusters or whatever, and it was a little bit, I don't know, a little bit all over the place to what I normally put. And that I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to break out of my normal routine because it's starting to get boring and monotonous to me, and I find that I don't look forward to scrapbooking as much because I feel like I'm just repeating the same thing, and it's so I'm trying to embellish differently and develop, I don't know, a new style, I suppose. Try something new. I like to do that to keep my brain, working or whatever. So I'm just going to shove that flower cluster that Deb designed under that picture there, and that's where it looks good to me. I do feel like it's a little bit busy. I normally wouldn't put this many flowers on things, like I said, but looked pleasing in the end, and that's the main thing, I think, that if it looks pleasing to your eye. So I've gone ahead and I've glued all that down off camera. I didn't move anything, see, so it was easy to just shove the glue bottle underneath, and you guys didn't have to see that since you already saw the process. So I'm just going through the stickers now, as you can see, moving through the list of things that I have. And I probably could have found a place to put a flare on here, but I didn't even look at them. So I'm just going through the stickers, putting a couple down. I moved this us triangle around a lot because, like I said, it was hard to find a spot where a triangle shape would look good. And because there was a bottom triangle in that point of the heart, being over there next to the other heart, it wasn't working. It was just too close. It was, I don't know, looking funny to my eye. So I put it next to that banner because it looks like a banner then and not so much like a triangle type thing. I'm just putting some more stickers around the place, just little word stickers like stolen kisses and my happiness and together and something else. I try this love one, but I don't really like it. I think there's enough words going on, so I stop with that. And I really like these little butterflies, but I don't, because there's not many of them in this collection. I've been hoarding them, and it's very naughty of me. So I've decided on the title, So Happy in Love. I wanted to add more than just the happy word, even though the happy looked nice and everything. I get thickers in these kit, and I think, I should make an effort to try and use them up. So I'm just adding a couple of little bits and pieces now. I didn't even add any enamel dots to this one, so I'm not even following my own rule that I go through everything one at a time. So I'm coming to the end now, so I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. I can't wait to see what everyone does with December's kits. So I'm just adding some Heidi Shine splatters, and that will be it. Stay tuned at the end for the still photos of the layout. Thanks. See you next week. Bye.